Alright guys, so on today's Big Sexy Outdoor Adventure, we are building what we call, what do we call it, Chris?
We call this the Deer Feeder 3000.
3000. So here in the farm, we like to let the kids have a little bit of fun feeding the deer. It also kind of gets them used to gunshots, which is really probably stupid, but...
Well, if that's the 3000.
I like it.
What is this?
So this is the Deer Feeder 5000. And the Deer Feeder 5000, what you're going to see is we have a gas chamber, we have the feed tube, and we have
the igniter.
Now, we installed the igniter on this one on the back, so it sat flush. What we learned is that we didn't like it as much.
Right.
So what happens is if you go to set it down, if there's a flaw or a problem, there, click.
Yeah.
It fires. It literally blew my hat off in a live video.
Not only that, but I can't imagine, because on these igniters they have this nut. How hard was it to get this nut on that?
Oh, it's terrible. So actually in this one, so to show everybody, you'll see I made this super igniter, this really cool long igniter that goes way up inside because you want it back in. You want it back into the middle.
Yeah.
This isn't in the middle, but you want it close. The dog's crying because she thinks we're shooting it. She run and fetches this.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll see here, like we used a crap ton of silicone and super glue or hot glue.
Hot glue.
Okay, we're gonna kind of switch that on this for you and try to make it a little easier, what I call easy. Okay, so we're gonna make the potato feeder, Deer Feeder 3000. Okay, so I know it sounds stupid. That's what we named it. We named it Deer Feeder 3000. It's a fun way to feed the deer in your property. Okay, so you're gonna need a bunch of things. So the one thing you're gonna need this piece. Now I bought this and double this. It was double. We're making two. Okay, so this here is 12 inches. It was 2 foot long, and it was $35. Now I'm making this on schedule 40, so it's very heavy, more expensive pipe. But my kids like to shoot it. I don't want. It's less likely to do anything stupid. So that's why we're doing that. This is a 32-inch piece of 2-inch pipe. You see I have it written on here. Now, this here, again, was double the length. This was $13. Now, I bought these parts at Lowe's, okay? Then we bought your ignition system. Now, in your ignition system, it comes with a ton of stuff. Let me dump it on the table here. Okay? So, here's your grill igniter. Don't need it. Here's your pack of, it's heat shrink tubes and all that. Don't need them. Here's another grill igniter. Don't need it. We are going to show you though, because we're going to keep the wire, not the igniter. I just threw a black one on the ground at Chris. Here is your grill igniter, and this comes with a nut on it. Okay, so we took the nut off for you already. Save some time. Okay, so I'll tell you what we're going to do right off the bat. You see this grill igniter? We need this wire. So before we go any farther, we're going to make sure we don't tell you so you need that. Watch this. Gone. Don't need it. We need these 2 wires, okay? Don't need this box. You're going to need an 11/16 paddle bit, an 1.25" paddle bit, or an 1 1/8" will work. You are going to need a 3/32 drill bit, wire strippers, electrical tape. You're going to need a 4-inch cap, a 4-inch to 2-inch reducer. You're going to need this side glues on the 4-inch, and this side has the inner threads, and I forget what it's called. Forgive me, I just don't remember. And then you're going to need
clear PVC cement. It doesn't have to be clear.
Nope. So this is cement you don't need primer for.
Yeah.
So I bought it so we don't have to take the extra step of primer shooting a video. I do recommend you have a Dremel. So I have a Dremel here set up for you, and I'll show you why. We are going to try to make this as easy and simple for you guys as possible, okay? That's our goal. So first thing we're going to do, so we're going to take this, slide it on, and well, it doesn't matter which one, they're the same in depth. So you're going to come off of this about 2 inches.
Okay.
Okay. We want to bring that off somewhere around
So
2
right
inches.
about on the C.
Yeah. So in between the C and D here, we want to put it.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to take this back off. Now you're going to take the 1.25 inches first.
Really?
Yep. C and D. You're going to put it right in between there. And all we're going to do is we want the top side to be flat. Okay? So, I'll show you what I mean by that.
So what you're basically trying to do is countersink the...
Yeah, well what you're doing is when you put that nut on, you want that your igniter's flat.
Yeah.
So all we're doing with that is making sure when you look down that's this little hump is gone.
Yeah.
Right? So your igniter don't have to be sealed. That's all extra work you got to do. Okay? If not, you got to put silicone, all kinds of stuff, even after using the nut.
Yeah.
Then we're going to take this, and right on the center of that hole where we started. Okay, again, countersink with 1.25 inches. This is 11/16. Okay? We're going to take your igniter. Going to put that in. You want to make sure, for one, it fits. Some igniters are different. Now look how flat that sits. See how flat it sits? So that's a goal. We want that to sit flat. Okay? Now, we're going to put... The other thing is, we want to keep these turned to us that we can work on them and get the wires back on, okay?
Yep.
So, that's where we're going to go. You guys can see in there? Can you see that's down inside
Here,
there?
Can you see it?
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to take this nut, put it back up inside there. And all we're going to do is tighten that nut on. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you got big man hands like I got, it's a little harder. That's why I like the 4-inch PVC gas chamber. Okay. Oh, that nut got some good turns on it there. That should be good.
If I had a nickel.
There you go. So there you go. Okay, that's what she looks like. Look down inside there. Okay, and you see on top what it looks like there. Okay, that's all we're going to do. And again, that's just to make it flat so your nut tightens it well.
Yeah.
You want that nut to be able, you can't really do the inside or it would be even better.
Yeah.
This kind of just confirms up top where there's nothing coming out or leaking. We will, however, put PVC around this
silicone,
when we're all done.
yeah.
Make sure it's all where we want.
Tape it, all
Okay.
kinds of good stuff.
Now, on one of these wires, you're going to notice there's a round end. You want to show them, Chris? Okay, we got a round end.
Round versus the... We're going to cut this off.
So,
Round.
here, take this, cut that end off, Chris. We
Now, how
need the
long-
round.
Yeah.
You keep the
We'll
round.
shorten the wires later.
Yeah, I ain't worried about wire length at this point.
Whoops, wrong end. No.
So, that's what we're going to do. And again, I like doing all this before we assemble. So if
Yeah.
there's any problems, we can work on it and deal with it. We're going to take our 3/32 bit, okay? Hear me out. We're going to drill in front of the igniter, 2 holes. They're just big enough them wires fit through.
Yep.
Okay, so there's 1 and 2. Now we're going to feed this. Wrong end. Oh, we didn't think about that end. Can I get that around?
I guess I can fit them up too.
Let's see, my hands won't, but we cut it so the wire was tight. We forgot about the
End thing.
end.
Yeah.
So we have to see if you can feed that through for me
I
from
have
the
no
inside.
depth perception. But
Well, as long as you can see it, I don't care. I can't see it. I like how you do that with your mouth.
yeah, you know,
It's kind of cool.
been an electrician for 30-something years. No, I hit that. That's what she said.
So on that note, if I could recommend you
Got
doing
it.
this again, we can do it. I would probably drill them holes first. Make your life a little easier.
Either way. I mean, I know I can do
So
this.
Chris can see. Make sure you're on the camera here so they can see what you're
Oh,
doing.
I am. I checked.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, I'm just... It's a little bit pain on this one because it's behind the igniter.
I can't see them. I'm just grateful you have eyes. And you
I
see,
need
I'm
one.
blind. I have bifocals and
Welcome
every
to
other
my
doggone
world.
thing. I forgot you're blind in an eye.
Yeah.
All right, so
There-
both your wires, as you can see what Chris did here, okay, they came out the top.
These are the Michael Jackson wires.
Now, here's the thing. Yes, you want your wires down in.
Yeah.
That's a yes. However, we want them in the middle.
Yep.
Okay? Because if you put them back too far, when you shoot the, what I want to call the...
Projectile.
Oh,
The feed?
the hairspray. Let's use hairspray. I don't want to use the wrong term and get banned.
Yeah.
And what happens is they get wet. We don't want them getting wet.
Right.
Like, we're even going to put electrical tape on the igniter after we put the wires on.
Yep.
Okay? And we'll do that down inside. You want to protect everything from getting wet. Okay? Now, Chris, I'll hold this. If you can, on camera, hook them wires up. Are you ready?
No.
Should we get in front of it? Let's go over here. We'll try to get real close here so you can see.
Sure. And it really is just this simple. They have little tabs for you to put the flat one on.
Okay.
And then,
I'm going to pull that one.
just a hair.
You watch it and tell me where to go with
Hold on. It should be. There you go. I felt you pop.
it. Okay. That one's good?
Perfect. Now, get your butt in there.
I'm too big to get in there, but thanks.
Now, this one's going to be tough.
It's
only
a 4-inch
because
pipe, not a 40.
Oh, because only again, it's I got to do it even more blind than I am. No, I got to bring it up.
Go ahead. Yep, whatever you need. I was just trying to help you.
Yep, there you go. That's on there. It's slid up in. You can get right in there, just like a POV, and get right on there.
Okay, now before we go any farther, before we pull anything, we're going to push these again, so we're going to wrap some electrical tape around them, okay? So we're going to do that now. Yeah. And Chris was the electrician on a job site for years, so we're going to let Chris. Now, one of the reasons we do that...
Hey, we should have had Skip here, too.
Yeah,
He's one.
One of the reasons we do this is so we protect it all, and it can't come loose. The other reason is so when we spray in there, we don't get water... we don't want anything getting wet.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure everything in there is covered real good and well. Then we'll move forward.
Again, I got to do it blind, but again, I've been doing that forever.
So
one piece at a time.
Yeah, we can even pause it and lay it down. You can finish taping just so they see the majority.
Okay.
We'll show them at the end. Here.
But that's pretty good right there. Not. So we just got to keep going. I know.
We'll just edit the video and pop out wherever we don't need. You know what I mean? We just want to keep remembering we're filming. That's all. Because we have a bad habit of forgetting.
Yeah. Left around, round, round, get around.
I get around. Ooh, sorry.
All right, that is completely encased in one layer. Do you want a second layer? Oh, there's a little open.
Yeah, I would just put a little piece where it's open. Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's tough to get tight. It's just like I said. It's just a security thing. It's nothing else.
I know.
Now, once you have that taped, we'll probably put glue around the outside of the igniter. Wonder if we should test it and make sure this sparks first.
Okay. Did I ever tell you about the hot dogs?
There. Second one.
Again, I don't have depth perception.
Okay. I missed it. That was in 3. Okay.
Ready?
Got it. Got it. Okay.
But they got to be pretty close.
Well, that's why we're going to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So, once you got it all taped up inside here like this, you know it's all protected. What you want to do, Chris, you want to hold them? So you want to test it and make sure there's spark.
Do not hit it until I give you the
No,
okay.
I'm not, because you'll get shocked and I'm going to laugh out loud and you'll be mad at me.
Just because I said Gabe one time.
All right, you ready? So you want to just take it. Now you want to hold them pretty close.
Yep.
Nope, too far. You're too far. You got it?
Again, I don't have the depth perception to see it, but
Right there.
yeah.
You got it?
Yep.
There you go. See a spark?
Yep.
Okay. So you want to always test, make sure before you go any further you have spark, because why would you want to come back and do it all over again?
Right.
Okay? So then what I like to do once we do that, I will take this.
And that is the
This is your pipe glue. You want to hold that for me, bro?
Nope.
Okay. And I am going to seal around the igniter. Now, what happens if you ever have to replace the igniter? Well, I'll worry about that then, honestly.
Yeah.
Because this is just me confirming the igniter doesn't fall out. Now, you want to make sure you don't get it on the red part of the igniter, like I did.
Do you want a rag?
No, we're going to big sexy outdoor camo this baby. So,
Now, do you put some around the wire to seal?
well,
it
I like to lay my wires flat. Okay. And then just to keep the hole covered, not for any other reason. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it just kind of helps. Anything you can do to keep it from leaking is what you want to do. And we'll tape it. We'll do all kinds of cool stuff. Okay? So that's it. That's all we're going to do. Now, we are going to take this same drill bit. Okay? I got to make sure they can see us. I don't want to be too close, but I don't want to be too far. So we're going to take the same drill bit. Now, to spark, we want the maximum spark, right? So the maximum spark seemed to be about the width of them words, right? Am I right? Pretty close?
Yep. I was just say one on each side of the words.
Okay, so you're going to put one on each side of them words and try to stay in the middle. So about right there. About right there. Okay, now measure your wire to your hole, which is there.
Give yourself a little extra.
And yeah, we can always cut more off. So measure your wire to the hole and then go about 1 inch. Okay, now you have extra wire to build another one. Okay, now take this and strip it back. This is probably the part I'm the hardest at because I end up ripping the wire right off with it every time.
Yeah. Usually do a little gauge like that.
Okay. Spin that in.
I usually use my tooth.
Yeah, I know. You know what happens? I break my teeth. I'm so good at doing that anymore.
Yeah. I tried to do it with Tommy once, but it kept slipping through like floss.
Okay, and we're off. I'm gonna take a little more.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit.
More surface area.
Well, I want to make sure it's more wire than down there, so we're not fighting. You know.
Yep.
We twist that up.
Now sometimes I'll loop it
Yes.
and give more of a.
That's another option. So now you want them wires sticking straight down.
Yep.
And this little gauge wire, guys, this sucks. Because no, tell me I cut the wires. I think I did, didn't I?
No, it's fine.
Man, if I gotta take that igniter out after I glued it in, I'll cry. Okay.
And you want to test it before you.
Yeah, we're gonna test away before we do anything. So we're just gonna lay them flat in there. Gonna make sure they're where they belong. About like that. Hit that baby. Got it. Okay, so
Let's do it up front for the camera.
we want to show the camera that 3/8 quarter, and then all you're gonna do is, can you see the spark?
Not on the camera. It's there, but it's,
Go ahead.
can't
Let me see it
on
again,
the
Chris. Make sure it is sparking. Oh yeah, it's sparking. There's no
camera. I just
question.
can't see it on the camera.
I'm sure you might, but the sunlight.
Okay. So now,
Now we got to keep them in place.
that's the secret. They gotta stay exactly where you put them there. So, what I like to do, my good old friend electrical tape. I put one wrap right around there. And then we can move them before we do any gluing. Put it, yep, right there so we can glue the holes.
Yep.
That's good. Now let's look at it before because we can still move them a little bit. Yep, they moved. And they will. That's part of the, that's why we do it.
I hit the
Okay. Make sure they're even inside too. If they're not even, get them there. Because it'll jump this weird spark, I notice. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good there, Chris. I think we're good there.
Yeah. Watch. Click.
I was moving. I thought you were clicking. I'll tell you what, I've been spark bought a few times. I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, you ready? Hit
right.
that sucker. I want to see it.
Ready?
Beautiful. I love it when a plane comes together.
Okay, so now take that.
Okay?
You're going to tape around this whole wire setup.
Yep. There you go. Just like that. I'm going to keep the electrical tape tight. Why? So the wires don't move.
Yep.
Ain't going nowhere.
Okay. Now, again, this is just to
Seal
seal
it
the
up.
holes. It ain't for any other reason. We're not trying to do anything fancy here. We're just sealing holes. Okay.
If you had silicone, use that. If you have, what do they call
The
it?
glue lays flat or hot
Yeah,
glue.
hot glue.
This pipe glue will lay pretty flat and fill in there.
But it
So,
also goes into the holes.
so yeah, it's just easier to. It sucks because when you go take it apart, but you want this thing completely, air free.
Airtight. Yep.
So everything's glued. Igniter system's in.
Yep.
Okay, this is easy
That's the
from
hard
here, bro.
part, man.
This is
That was
easy
it.
from here. So all we're gonna do now is we're gonna glue some pieces on. So we're gonna start with the end, igniter side. We're gonna give her a good gluing. There you go, my brother. That's the wrong side. That's the wrong side.
Is it?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you told me this was that
No.
side. Oh, okay. Then I should listen more.
Woo! And this is why we make YouTube videos.
Actually, I'm putting this on now.
All right. Now we're gonna glue this one.
That's the one I meant.
Spin it. Make sure it makes a good bond.
Oh, it's, there you go.
Okay. Now again, this is a safety precaution. This is not you have to do this. I like to make sure this sucker is not coming apart. So the more glue you can fill that joint with, the better it is. So I just take this and basically paint the joint. Okay? And we're going to do the same to this side.
It's not bad for me never doing this before.
Yeah, I told you, it'll be fun. So come on over, we'll build a gun, or a feeder.
Yeah. Deer feeder 3000.
Okay, so there you go. Look, that's it. Right now we sealed it. We're gonna let the
I
glue.
was gonna make a pocket one for myself for Skittles. I guess go
Ooh.
pop Skittles.
I would like that, but it wouldn't be the first time.
Taste
I'm sure
the
you popped
rainbow.
Skittles. I remember when you were in jail. Skittles liked you there too.
Uh huh.
Okay. Chamber. Chamber's built,
That's it.
and so is the glue in my hands.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Okay.
It's good for you. Build character.
Yes, it does. Now you're gonna take this. Gonna put some glue here. Now this part, I always double glue both ends, and let me tell you why. Because this part probably gonna be the part to fly off on.
Oh.
Now we're gonna put the barrel on. Okay. Put that baby in there. And the reason I spin it, it moves the glue, make sure it's all
Makes it
over
smoother.
every piece. You know, a lot of guys don't do that,
Yeah.
but trick I
Plus,
learned
you can
years
see
ago.
it comes out, and that adds an extra seal like a bead of caulk.
That's it. And then this here, when I do double seal like that, I normally don't even put glue on. I'll just go around it. Because it pushes all that out and kind of does the job for you. Okay?
How long does it take for this glue to dry?
Now, this thing will be ready to go in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is,
We done?
while we're doing
Pretty
this,
much.
we're going to do this cool thing. So we are going to BSO this thing. So we are going to, because we are who
This
we
is
are.
cast tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cast tape.
Nice.
It's covering tape.
That is awesome.
So we are going to BSO this son of a
That
gun.
is awesome.
So wrap away.
I,
Hey, I need a little sticker.
Well,
I'm a sticker.
where
do you need this?
Where?
Start all the way up.
Dad,
From
where
here?
they at?
Yeah, we don't want a white.
Dad, where are they at?
Huh?
Where are the stickers at?
And they're in my car. We can't BSO sticker. I forgot I took them out.
Nope.
What about a BSO decal? Will
What's
decal
funny
work?
is the glue will help hold all this in.
Yeah.
Dad, will a decal work?
And then we just
Not a big one,
keep
no.
going.
Yep, wrap it all the way up through.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to take it close to there. Slide it up this way.
Yep, whatever you
Now,
need.
are we gonna? Let's cut through that.
We can cut through that.
Hold up. Hold up, people.
It's not gonna work. Oh,
How's
I
that?
said it's not gonna work.
You said it's not going to work, but guess who said it would?
Hey,
Oh, we
I already got it, dude.
Yeah.
You're talking to the king here.
Make sure this is.
Now,
covered.
try to use as much of that as you can without overlapping now, because we're going to run out.
Yep. That is where we land.
There might be more.
I have more. Go get another one.
Oh,
I know. I wanted it. That's why we were using it.
looks good though. I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, I love that. It helps hold it in.
Yeah.
But I like this.
Plus it seals it.
This all self-adheres to itself.
Okay.
Right? So this is made to self-adhere to itself. So that I like. And then we have the glue yet. So
Yeah.
it really should stay. You know what I mean?
And it adds more structure.
So it's just going to help bond it and hold it. That's what we want. We want as much as we can, you know? So guys, we're gonna finish taping this up. We'll show you as soon as it's done being taped. But then all we're gonna do is put our stuff in it and turn this baby tight,
And then
and then
hit the button.
we're gonna show you how to feed the deer in a big sexy farm.
Show me the end. There's a spark.
Oh, I figured as long as them wires are right, you can't mess this up. Because that's your ignition switch. Everything in this is your ignition switch.
Yep.
So, all you guys that requested, we get this video out before July 4th on how to make a deer feeder 3000. Here it is. So let us finish taping this up. As soon as it's done being taped up, we'll show you the next steps. Okay. All right, guys. So before we big sexy this thing, I want to show you guys a little something. So I like to make what I call a cutter. So what I do is I take my Dremel and I go around this, and what I'll do is I'll go all the way around the whole end, and I'll bevel it and get rid of all the thickness. Are they counting? All right, so as you guys can see, that sand job we were doing, can you see that? Okay, so we beveled this whole edge, so when we push this against, it actually cuts it. Instead of forcing it down the whole thickness of the Schedule 40, it takes that off. So that's why we dremeled that edge around.
Action.
All right, guys, so I recommend you wait 2 hours. That's what's on the bottle for the glue to cure and dry. We're about an hour in, and we're excited to show you. So I guess the good news is if we're wrong on the hour in, we get to show you what happens when we're wrong too. And then we just got to build another one. So the reason we dremeled this and cut this, watch this. Cuts a potato for me, right? So that's how we load this. Now we have better ramrods, but I think that anything solid works better. So we're gonna take this to the bottom. I think it went right out the cat. Here, hold that. I don't know.
Yep.
Yep, that potato won't work.
Oh.
Hold on,
How are we gonna get it out?
like this.
Oh. Daisy. Daisy, come on.
I did a Mike 9.
Oh, you ran it all the way.
Yeah, it went out, didn't it?
I saw something land.
Yeah.
Hard to reach in because you don't want to mess with the wires.
I don't want to screw with the wires.
Mashed potatoes.
Okay. Take 2.
Take 2.
Hold this. All right, we're gonna load this as fast as we can. Potato in.
Make sure you don't shove it all the way down through.
You gotta stop. You'll feel when the pipe hits that adapter. That's when you stop. Right there. Okay? We're gonna take the corn. Dump a bucket of corn.
For the deer feeder 3000.
This is how you feed the deer. 1, 2, 3. Put the back on. Now my boy wants to do the honors. My dog loves this thing. She likes running after the potatoes.
I'm scared.
And Nick likes feeding the deer.
No.
So,
No.
are you ready?
What if it falls apart?
One way to find out.
Ready?
Go.